Good morning, guys. This is Stephanie, a Loss for Words VSG, coming to you with my 7-week post-op video update. Weighed this morning. I had my surgery 7 weeks ago today on June 3rd in Louisville, Kentucky. And looks my computer picked just now to come back on. I'm kind of in disarray right now. We are in the process of moving, so stuff is just everywhere. I'm not usually the neatest housekeeper ever anyways, but even less so now because of moving. Lost my train of thought. Weighed in this morning, 262.4. That is down 4.2 pounds since last Wednesday. Very surprised, really. I feel like I didn't work hard for that large number. You know, I actually have not been exercising. I think one day I got almost 10,000 steps on my Fitbit, but I haven't had the energy or the time, really having time constraints right now, to be exercising. So short of exercising, I'm not sure, other than just restricted food. The thing is, I know sooner or later, that exercising is going to have to kick in, or my weight loss is just going to be, nil. I know that. High weight ever was 340. That was 3 years ago, June 2012. I started the process to have the VSG done in November 2014 at 319 pounds. My 2-week pre-op diet started at 306. Day of surgery was 291. So since surgery, in 7 weeks, I have lost, and I have to think about this, 28.4 pounds in 7 weeks. So that's an average of 4 pounds a week. I'm very, very happy with that. I was, if anybody'd watched my early videos, they know I had a bit of a stall starting at week 3 to about week 5. It was very hard. It was very hard. It was, it was hard emotionally. That was the hard thing, because I saw other sleevers losing great numbers, and I not only was I not losing, but at one point I had gained. And I was working out at that point a little bit, not much, but a day or two a week. So to be on the losing end, it's, I'm so thankful, really thankful. I thank God for every pound I lose, really, because all my life I have struggled and struggled to lose weight. I mean, it's just been something so very difficult. So it's a wonderful feeling. In some ways, it's an eerie feeling, because I've never really been here before. Going to talk about a few things, just feelings that I kind of wanted to put out there. I don't know, sometimes you don't know when you feel a certain way. You don't know, am I alone? Am I the only person that feels this way? Having VSG, and there is a, whole community of VSG-ers out here on YouTube. I suspect I'm probably not alone in all of these, maybe in some of these, but as I've said before, these videos are not, they're hopefully to help someone else, but they're also to document my process for myself to look back on. So, but so these thoughts and feelings, I guess, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's early, guys. I have to collect my thoughts. I actually did write them down this time. So I don't, these are no random order, but these are just some things that I've been thinking about, things that I feel like I've been experiencing in the last week or two. One thing that I've noticed this week is I feel very lazy. I have no real interest in exercising. I thought when I lost a lot of weight, and 319 to 362 is almost 60 pounds. And that's a lot of weight. That's almost 60 pounds. I can't even wrap my head around it. I can't fathom it. Um, but why do I feel lazy? I have really no, and lazy is an operative word here because I'm not lazy. I go from sun up to sundown. I mean, I take care of my mother. She's 82. She's in assisted living. I help her out quite a bit. Um, take care of my son. I do my household chores. I work full time, plus sometimes I work a little overtime. I'm a piano player in church, so I'm there 2 to 3 days a week, and that doesn't include things like shopping, grocery shopping, extracurricular activities, going out of town. So I'm not lazy. Um, I just don't feel like exercising. I don't. I don't have any desire to go down to the gym. We have a gym on site here where I live, and I don't understand. I really thought that when I got a little less fat, that I would be all gung ho about exercising. I've never really loved to do it, but I've never been fit to do it. Um, so I don't really, I've been pondering that about myself. What's wrong with me that I don't really feel like, am I mentally lazy? Why don't I just feel like going down and getting on the treadmill and going down and getting on the elliptical? I don't know. I don't know. But, plus I will say this, we're in the process of moving. So I've been packing a lot. Um, so, when I'm thinking about, like yesterday, I thought, oh, I could go to the gym. I've got some time. And I thought, no, I want to go to the store and get this and get this. And then I want to pack a little bit. And I don't really feel like going to work out. But that's kind of how I feel about every day. And on the rare days that I do go, I'm kind of making myself go. I don't know. Um, I still feel fat. I look down and I see the rolls. And I mean, granted, guys, okay, 260 is still fat. I get that. I guess I still feel morbidly obese, maybe is a better way to put it. Um, I recognize the weight loss. I recognize it in my clothes. I mean, it's astounding to me. I bought clothes mm, a week after surgery, so 6 weeks ago, that were snug. And to me, it just seems like I bought them a couple weeks ago. And now they're either too big or they're just right or they're loose. Um, so I recognize the weight loss, but I still feel like that fat girl. I'm trying to get used to when I walk into a store, I try to mentally think, honestly, it sounds so weird, but I honestly try to mentally think, okay, everybody's not looking at you. Just don't panic. You're not the biggest girl in the store now. It's okay. Because I'm so used to everybody staring at me as I walk because, 340 pounds at one point. I was the big girl everywhere, at church, everywhere. And I'm used to people looking at me because I was a big girl. And so now it's like I have to mentally tell myself when I go places, they're not staring at you. Calm down. It's okay. It's just I don't know. It's weird. Um, and that kind of goes along with, I feel like I'm on display. The people who know that I've lost weight, or the people that know that I had weight loss surgery, which, like in my church, my closest friends in my church, I told. Some people I did not. So the people who I did not tell, they come up to me and they're like, oh, you've lost so much weight. Oh, you look fantastic. And I just say, oh, thank you. Yeah, I've lost a little bit. Thank you. But the people who know that I've lost weight, I just find them watching me. I don't mean to say the people who know I've lost weight. The people who know that I've had surgery, I find them watching me. I'll notice when I go to, like, when I'm in church and I go to the restroom, I'll see people watch, their head will watch me as I go. And I feel like they're just taking me in to see how much have I lost. How do I look? And it makes me feel like a mannequin on display sometimes. It's weird. It's not a comfortable feeling because I feel like I'm being scrutinized. Not that they're trying to be ugly or unkind. I think it's just a natural thing. They're like, she had weight loss surgery. Oh, I wonder how much she's lost this week. Oh, wow, yeah. Well, that's good. It's good. That kind of thing. The commercial, or yeah, I think it's a commercial that talks about drink responsibly. I need like a big old banner that says eat responsibly. My son and I have gone to some restaurants in the last week or so, more so than we normally have been. I'm finding restaurant eating a bit difficult. Not just because it's hard to find, and it depends on the restaurant you go to, not just because it's hard to find a healthy choice, but because there are certain foods that I love that I'm finding very difficult to not take a bite or two of. And for example, we have a Red Lobster here, which is a seafood restaurant. We're inland, so, nothing's fresh, basically. But, it's fresh from other places, I guess. But it's a good seafood restaurant. We like it. And they have these cheddar biscuits. They're like garlic, buttery, cheesy biscuits. And they bring them to your table 4 or 5 at a time, and they're unlimited. So in the past, and they bring them before your meal. Excuse me. And in the past, I would have eaten probably 4 or 5 prior to, the main course, or even prior to my salad. Well, he wanted to go Friday night. I told him we could go anywhere he wanted to go. He wanted to go to Red Lobster. And immediately I kind of got this Danger Will Robinson, kind of feeling, because I love those cheddar biscuits. So we went, brought the whole basket out. The smell, everything. I honestly feel like it was like putting a crack pipe in front of a crackhead. It was just horrible. It was awful. I ended up eating a half a biscuit. Looked it up online. It was like 80 calories. I didn't feel terrible about myself. I didn't feel, ashamed, and, I just know that's not healthy food for me. It's not healthy for my sleeve. Then they brought out Caesar salad, which I love their Caesar salad. And I thought, my mind played tricks on me going, well, this is salad, so it's better for you than the biscuit. Well, really, it's probably not because of the dressing. But I ate probably a third a cup of the salad. My son and I split it. Then here come the mozzarella sticks appetizer that he had ordered. I love mozzarella sticks. Had half of one of those. So really, by the time the salmon came out, the main menu, the protein that I need, I had already eaten a half a cup of food between the half a biscuit, the half a mozzarella stick, and the, third a cup or so of Caesar salad. I had already had my half a cup of food. But did I quit? No. I had a good 4-ounce portion of salmon. Now, all this took a while. It wasn't like all this was dumped on me in 15 minutes. I mean, from start to finish, it probably was an hour that we ate. But I ate too much, and I knew I ate too much. But it was like I had no resistance over this food. Sunday, we went to an Italian restaurant. It's a local joint that we went to. and it's one of our very favorite because they have these huge bread balls that they bring out. They're literally a ball of bread. And then they have this fresh grated Parmesan, and it's like garlic and pepper infused olive oil. And they mix it all together, and then you dip the bread into this mixture. Well, I had kind of told myself early on, Rocky's is one place that I cannot go. So after church, everybody wanted to go to Rocky's, or, people wanted to go to Rocky's. So my son always wants to jump on board with where everybody else is going. It's not a, hey, let's me and mom go where we want to go. It's, well, where's everybody else going? So we went to Rocky's. I had probably the equivalent to more than half of a biscuit at Rocky's in the bread. And the problem with that menu was it's all pizza and pasta. They had 2 bowls of soup, neither of which appealed to me, and salads. So I ended up getting, because I know in pizza I can at least take the toppings off and just eat the cheese and the meat. So I ended up getting something called a chicken Caesar pizza. And my mind played tricks on me thinking, well, it's got chicken, and it's got fresh bacon, and it's got mozzarella cheese. But it also had Caesar salad on it, which is, a lot of calories. Plus it had Caesar dressing on it. I ate 2 pieces, and of those 2 pieces I took probably 4 bites of crust, and then the rest I just pulled the cheese off. But my point in all this being, okay, so I'm finding that I am not doing well at eating responsibly at restaurants. I do way better at home when I cook my own food. And I measure it, or I sort of measure it, I eyeball it. It seems like when I go to restaurants, I lose my control. Now, not every restaurant, but the ones that I love, like we have a barbecue place that we go to that we really like, and I do not do well with measuring half a cup of barbecue there. So I'm struggling with eating responsibly. So I decided I needed a banner that doesn't say drink responsibly. It says eat responsibly, because I think as a sleever, that's a 101 class that maybe I thought I passed and I didn't pass, because I'm struggling at restaurants. Like I even told my son, we might have to do things a little bit different as far as going out after church on Sundays, because it's very difficult for me. I'm finding that I'm eating things that I wasn't going to eat, like the bread or the pizza crust. I've been taking bites of things, little bites of things. Like my son had a Pop-Tart yesterday, and I had a bite about the size of an M&M. And, I told him, I said, I think I do better if I have a bite than if I look at you longingly while you're eating it and I can't taste it. At least I feel like, okay, I've tasted it. I've had a bite. The other thing is I don't recognize this outside person. I see her in the mirror and I don't recognize her. And I'm almost afraid to get acquainted with her because I'm afraid she might go away. It's like it's too good to be true. Like losing this weight. My mom said to me yesterday, I was telling her, yesterday morning I had got on the scales and I was 263.8. So this morning I was 262.4. I don't typically get on scales every day. I usually get on them once a week, but yesterday I got on it early. And I was telling my mom, and she said to me, I can't believe you're in the 260s. I never thought I'd see the day you'd get into the 260s. And she said it as a complimentary, way. And I said, I know, you're right. I haven't been in my 260s since I was in my early 20s. It was 25 years ago. And I feel like I don't really know this girl. I don't know this 46-year-old person in her 260s. And even as I'm dropping the weight, I still don't know me. I don't know the individual that I'm looking. I know who I am on the inside. It's not what I mean. It's just this new, I'm not a thin person, but lesser weighted person, I guess would be a better way to say it right now. I'm almost afraid to get acquainted with her because what if she goes away? It's a little bit scary. It's a little bit intimidating. And then the last thing is this is not really a mental thing. I think this is a weird thing, and I wonder if anybody else goes through this. Some days I eat less than others. Some days my sleeve could probably hold a cup of food. I try not to go there. I'm still trying to keep it down at 4 ounces every meal. I think sometimes I go maybe an ounce over. But even on like my 5.3 ounce Greek yogurt cups, I try not to eat all of the yogurt. I leave a few bites in there because mentally I'm like, 4 ounces is what I'm supposed to have. So this is 5.3 ounces. So I don't need to eat all this. I feel like I could eat the whole thing, but I try not to. Yesterday I made an egg. Typically for breakfast I make an egg and I chop up 2 pieces of really thin deli ham, and then I add a little bit of cheese and I scramble it all together, and that's my typical breakfast. Yesterday, and sometimes I'll add like a couple of tablespoons of egg yolk, just run, clear egg yolk from a little carton, just to beef it up a little bit, put a little bit more protein in it. Yesterday I couldn't even eat the whole thing. I ate probably through maybe 2/3 of it, and I was full. And normally I would have just kept eating, but yesterday I was like, why am I eating? Why do I keep eating? I am full, and I know that I'm full, and I'm recognizing the sign that I'm full. I need to just stop. But do you know that bugged me all morning? I ended up eating the rest of it for lunch, but that bugged me all morning that I had a really yummy scrambled egg concoction in there that I wouldn't let myself eat. But I wouldn't let myself eat it because I knew I'd had enough. And my nutritionist, we were talking about, the half a cup portion, because, I really had struggled with that whole half a cup portion. Like, is that all I get? And my nutritionist had said to me, I said, is that all I'm ever going to eat? And she says, no, you'll be able to eat more, but she said, you want to keep your portion sizes small. That's what's getting you to lose weight, and she was right. I mean, in my mind, when I'll be honest, a week or 2 in, I was going, ooh, I can't wait till I can eat more. I can't wait till I can have more food on my plate, And I realized that I was making the food the goal there, not the weight loss the goal. I was making the food the goal because I've always enjoyed eating. I've always looked forward to my meals. I could be eating breakfast and was looking forward to what lunch was and what dinner was. So I realized she was right. So I really mentally am trying to remember I don't need more than a half a cup. I do eat more than a half a cup. And some days I could eat way more than a half a cup. Some days I want to eat every half hour, and I try to pick really good things like, I'll eat a half a cup of watermelon or half a cup of sugar-free, fat-free pudding. But there are days when I eat every half hour or hour. And then there are other days when I'll literally have, maybe a half a cup 3 times that day, and I'm done, and that's it. And so I just think it's weird, and I don't know if it's mentally that I'm able to eat more or if I'm just hungry on other days. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be affecting my weight loss at this point, and I am trying to eat good things when I do feel like I need to snack between meals. I don't know. Anyways, those are ramblings and thoughts. This is a very long video, and if anyone sat and stayed for 25 minutes, I appreciate it. I thank you, because I know 25 minutes is a long time to watch a video. The only time I ever watch 5-minute videos on other people is if I'm working and I put the video on and I can just listen to it. So if you stayed that long, hopefully that's what you did, because I realize this is ramblings of a 46-year-old woman. That's what I would title it. Week 7 is in the books, guys. Thank you for sticking around, and love you all.